Hi, my name's Claire. I'm a GP and a menopause specialist, and today we're talking about menopause in the workplace. We know that menopausal symptoms can bring about a variety of changes in how we are feeling and impact our ability to work effectively. And so it's important to consider how your workplace and your employer might help you manage those symptoms in relation to your efficiency at work. We know that around 1 in 4 women will experience severe symptoms of the menopause whilst they're working, and we also know that approximately 1 in 10 women who have menopausal symptoms in the workplace will leave their job as a result of those symptoms. So it's really important that we think about what changes can be made to help you effectively manage those symptoms whilst at work. And there are lots of things that we can do. The first is workplace adaptation. So thinking about your environment. Is it cool enough? Is it too hot? How can you adapt that environment to make it more comfortable for you? For some, that's temperature control. For some, that's changing the uniform, for example, if you have to wear a uniform at work. And for some, it's even just simple things like having a cold water supply, a cold water cooler that can help if you're having or experiencing hot flushes at work. The second thing is thinking about amended hours. So if you're someone that's experiencing really poor sleep as a result of your menopausal symptoms, sometimes having a later start perhaps, or compressing your week into fewer days so you can have some time off can be helpful. And again, this is where getting your employer involved in that conversation and in that menopause conversation is really important. Often employers fear this conversation because they feel like they need to be an expert in the condition, but actually what they need to offer is just support and simple advice. So setting up a menopause cafe, for example, where you can go and discuss your symptoms and discuss it with colleagues and break down that taboo and those myths around the menopause at work. So those are some of the simple things we can do. Sometimes it's necessary to take time off work if you're feeling that your symptoms are that impactful, and having a good conversation with your occupational health department and your employer can also be really helpful to break down those barriers and to have that conversation. We know that a number of women take time off during the menopause because they feel that their symptoms are so severe, but not many women actually admit to menopausal symptoms being the reason that they took the time off work. So having those open conversations is really important. Thinking about changing the environment or cooling the environment. How can you manage the symptoms in terms of maybe having a fan, maybe having the water cooler? But more importantly than all of this is having that open conversation and maybe having some flexible hours at work.